Welcome to Battlemetrics. In this episode, we are going to compare and contrast two top players, TheRussianBadger and Rivalxfactor. Both players have YouTube channels offering insight on how to play the game well, and both have outstanding stats in all the most important categories. However, they are not carbon copies of each other, as a close inspection will prove. Just as an aside, I would have probably picked the truly exceptional Level Cap as one of my model players, but he keeps changing his name, I assume in an effort to stop people trolling him. First up, TheRussianBadger. The first thing to note is that there is a discrepancy between his time played and the figure used to calculate his score per minute. This indicates that he has reset his stats, and that the four categories on the right only represent his most recent 28% playtime. In an effort to be fair to Rivalxfactor, who hasn't reset his stats, we are going to use RussianBadger's lifetime score, even though his most recent 100 hours of game time is probably the best indicator of how he is really doing. A tip for anyone interested in having the best possible picture of themselves as a player, I recommend resetting your stats every 100 hours or so. Think of each 100 hours like a season in sports. Okay, RussianBadger's lifetime KDR is 3.3, and his SPM is 886. His win-loss, not shown here, is 1.9. His KDR and score per minute place him in the top 1% worldwide, and his win-loss in the top 4%. Moving on to Rivalxfactor, who hasn't reset his stats, he is only significantly outperforming RussianBadger in score per minute, although he's lagging behind a little in win-loss, and has fewer quits, ranking in the top 5%. If I were forced to end my investigation there, I would have to give RussianBadger the nod over Rivalxfactor, given the extreme relevance of win-loss. However, let's keep digging. These are RussianBadger's and Rivalxfactor's awards side by side. What jumps out at me is how much Conquest Rivalxfactor has played, and how comparatively little Rush he has played, at least on pubs, and how the reverse is true for RussianBadger. Let's see how they are doing by applying some simple arithmetic. To calculate Rivalxfactor's win-loss in Rush, we subtract his wins from total games played, and we get 132 losses. We again take his wins and divide that by his losses, and we get 2.0. Using the same formula for his Conquest results, we get 1.68. Let's do the same for RussianBadger. 1.80 for Rush, and 2.2 for Conquest. It's bizarre to contemplate, but Rivalxfactor is outperforming RussianBadger at Rush, and RussianBadger is outperforming Rivalxfactor at Conquest, and by a fair margin in both cases. What is it about their skills and/or playstyles that explains these rather counterintuitive results? I'll never have the complete picture, but I do have two guesses. Let's go back to their overview. Xfactor has 2,366 vehicles destroyed and 2,490 repairs. By comparison, Badger has 1,247 vehicles destroyed and 539 repairs. According to BF3stats.com, Rivalxfactor's vehicle score per minute places him in the top 0% of performers, ranking at 2,390th. While RussianBadger is way behind at 18%, rank 165,000. Given that they both rank around 60% in terms of vehicle time, Rivalxfactor is way more effective with vehicles than RussianBadger. Conclusion? Even though Conquest mode tends to feature more vehicle play than Rush mode, the vehicle play in Rush mode might just be all the more relevant to the result. So why is RussianBadger outperforming Xfactor in Conquest mode? Well, he probably has better infantry skills, and the best piece of evidence I have for that is their team deathmatch results. Badger's team deathmatch win-loss is an outstanding 4.5, while Xfactor's is only a very good 2.0. In conclusion, I'd probably pick the RussianBadger as the better overall player given his superior results in 2 out of the 3 major game modes, although with tank superiority and the greater emphasis of vehicles in general in the new Armored Kill DLC, I might have to rank these players equal.